Hello everyone, it's Erica with Craftinated, and today I'm going to be doing an exploding box card tutorial. Now I've done this in the past. I made one for my grandmother, and then I made one that was kind of like a memoir type one for my wedding day, and today I'm going to do one that's going to be a Valentine's Day card for my husband. So the items that you're going to need is you will need 2 pieces of plain cardstock. I'm going to use white and black. One of them I'll keep 12 by 12, the other one we're going to cut down, but so I would start with 2 12 by 12 pieces. You will need some pattern paper, so I'm going to use this pattern paper. It's called Love Story by Echo Park, and that's what I'm going to use to decorate with. You're going to need scissors, a bone folder, a scoreboard. Now you don't necessarily have to have a scoreboard. You can also like use a ruler and fold at the line, but I like using a scoreboard because it's more precise, but you don't have to have this. A paper trimmer, and again, this is not something that you have to have, but you would need at least like a straight edge and an X-Acto knife, or be really good with the scissors. I'm not good at freehand cutting. Then you're gonna need some ribbon or twine. I'm gonna probably use both of these. I'm not 100% sure yet because we gotta get there. Some art glitter glue or some liquid glue. You can also use dry glue, but I think I'm going to use liquid glue for the purpose of this project. Then you'll need some photos. And I'm going to be using some of the pieces from my Arch and Olive notepad to do fun little things to put inside, and I'll show you what I mean when we get there. And then I also just have some, you know, stickers and things that I can use to decorate it with. And I have this one I think is cute. It says love. And just I have some other stickers over here. And then I will need my envelope punch board. And again, this is not something you have to have. So I know this is like a lot of supplies, but a lot of this is like kind of if you want to use it. I'm making mine super extra because that's how I want it to look. But you can do whatever you want with your box card. So I'm going to show you how to make the base first, and then I'll go into decorating, and that's when I get to have a little bit of fun with it. So I'll clear this off and we'll just start at the beginning. There's also a blog post that I wrote on the Archer and Olive website. On the website, there's also a free printable that you can use to help assist you in this project and make it your own. If you'd like, you can use my code CRAFTNATED10 to get 10% off anything in the Archer and Olive store, as well as all the supplies are linked either in my Amazon store or you can find them on scrapbook.com with my affiliate links below. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to score my black paper. I'm going to use this as the outside of the box, so I'm going to keep this at the 12 by 12 size. And you're going to score this one at 4 and 8. And then flip it and do 4 and 8, so it looks like a hashtag. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And I'm using this finer tool to do the scoring this time versus this one, just because I want it to look a little bit more precise. So 4 and 8, and then you're going to rotate it once and do 4 and 8. Alright, we're just going to put that to the side. So then you're going to cut your white piece at 10.5 by 10.5. And then we're going to score this one as well. So we're going to score the white piece at 3.5 and 7. And then do the same thing where we flip it and do 3.5 and 7, and it will also look like a hashtag. So 3.5. 7. We're gonna flip it 3.5, and 7. So for the next part of this, you're going to want to cut out the outside boxes so that you're left with like it could either be like an X or a plus sign. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out. And this is where it just gets a little bit tricky because it's hard to cut out the outside of things and stop it where you need to stop it. So we're just going to be careful. That looks good. And then I'm going to flip it. And do the same. And then flip it. And then we're going to flip it one last time. So now that you've cut out all of the outside edges, you just want to work your score lines just a bit. Make sure everything looks good and straight. And then we'll do the same exact thing with the white piece, but at the 3.5 inch side. So we're gonna put this to the side. And I'm gonna keep my panels. I'm not gonna use them for this project, but they're good for other things that you can use them for other projects. Like if you're making a card and you need a stamp sentiment, you can hold on to these pieces of paper. Alright, so now I'm going to cut out the white piece. So we're just going to cut up to the 3.5. And mine has this I'm not sure if you can see it, but it has this indicator here where you're when you're getting close. So that's what I've been looking at to kind of make sure that it matches up with this score line here. So that I don't go too far. And then we have the white panels as well that I'm also going to put to the side. I'm just going to work these score lines in, make sure everything looks good. And then honestly, we have some other things to do, but the base of this card is almost done. So now that we have our base done, I'm going to make the lids for each one. Now the initial tutorial that I first went off of when I started making these cards, she only had one lid, but I really like the effect and the look of having 2 lids. So I make a smaller lid for the inside and a larger lid for the outside. So you don't have to do both. Like I said, I'm a little extra when I do my projects. So I'm going to show you the dimensions and how to make each lid. So I personally like to use the double-sided paper for the lids because then when you open it up, it's also decorated on the inside, and I think that look is very cool. And let's see what cover we want it to be. This is super cute, and I might save this piece to put photos in. I am not going to use that piece right now. I'm going to put it to the side. That's really cute. So let's see. I think I'm going to go with this black lid, or this black color for the lid, because I think I'm going to have this as my outside color for the panels. And then let me just see what I want to do on the inside. So I'm going to use this one for my inside lid. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the outer panels yet. Okay. So let's go ahead and make our outer lid first. So we're going to use this black and white polka dot for the outer lid. We're going to cut this piece at 6 1/8 by 6 1/8. So that's going to be our lid, and isn't that super cute for the inside of the lid? I love it. So that's our first lid, and then our second lid is going to be this pink and red kind of like pattern piece. So we're going to cut this at 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So I'm going to put these pieces of paper to the side because I'm likely going to use these at some point in the project when I'm going to decorate the rest of it. So now we're going to take our two lid pieces and we're just going to score a 1-inch border around both of them. So let's do 1 inch and flip, 1 inch, flip, 1 inch, flip, and 1 inch. And we're going to do the same exact thing with the inside box lid. So now that that's done, we're just going to fold along the score lines. And then to make it into a lid, you're going to use your scissors and just cut up to where the score lines meet. So I'm going to do one here, one here, and you're going to go all the way around the box doing 4, basically you're making tabs to make the lid out of. So then you will fold them in and glue them down to make your box. And now I always make sure that I glue my tabs on the inside so that it looks really finished to the outside of the lid. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here. And I'm going to do that for all 4 of these tabs. And there we have our first lid. So when we go ahead and fold up our white piece, our lid fits on there perfectly. So we're going to make our second lid for the outside. And you're going to just do the same thing. We're going to go around and we're going to cut one piece in, or one flap in to where the score lines meet so that we can tuck it and glue it to make the lid. So that is the second box lid, and we're just going to put it on just to make sure. I like to make sure things fit before I get too far, so that way I can reset and fix it before we're way into the project. So here is what it's looking like so far, and then it opens up, and these will, as you put items on here, this will be weighed down and it'll flop open, and then so will this. So we are almost there. So I'm going to put our lids to the side because we don't need those right now. Those are going to be once we get to that point. So we need to connect these two pieces. So all I'm going to do is put glue around the outside of the box here and then glue it, and making sure that we keep it as straight as we possibly can inside of this other plus sign. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this in. And what I kind of use as a guide is the square that these all make right here should be about the same size. So like you have your score lines from your other piece of the box, and they make a square, so it should be about the same size. So that is our base. Our base is done, our lid is done, and from this point it's all whatever you want to do to decorate it. So the main thing you're going to need to do, you're going to need to cut out pieces of panels to dress your box with. So for the black piece of paper here, we're going to need 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 pieces, and I'm going to cut 8 of those. And for the white panel, we're going to need 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And if you are not going to put a card in yours, you're going to need 9 of them. Now I'm going to put a card on this top panel here, and so I'll show you how to do that when we get to that point. But I'm just going to go ahead and cut all of my pieces out. So I now have all of my panels done, so I'm going to start gluing them down, and it's going to be leaving like a 1/8 inch border of the solid cardstock, and I love the way that that looks. I feel like it looks very finished when it has that like matting, but you don't have to do that. If you want to make it the full size, you most certainly can. This is just how I like to do mine. So I'm just kind of seeing how this is gonna shape up to look. So I'm gonna start gluing everything down, and we'll come back after I'm done gluing everything down, and we will start decorating. So before I finish putting my panels in, I'm going to make my 3x3 card and envelope. So the first thing I'm going to need is going to be some solid paper. So I'm going to cut this piece of black paper at 3x6. And this will be my card base. And then I'm going to use this paper. I think it's super cute, and I think it'll make a really cute envelope. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then we're going to make the envelope. So I'm going to follow my punch board for a 3x3 card. The piece of paper has to be 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. I'm then going to use my punch board and follow the instructions on here. So for the 3x3 card, 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to score it at 2 5/8. So you just score and punch, then you rotate it, and you line this tail up with where your score line just was, and then you score and punch. And then you just do that all the way around the card. So now I'm just going to put this in the back side of my scoreboard and round the edges. So I'm just going to work in those score lines. And instead of seeing the back of the card, you're going to see the front of, instead of seeing the front of the card, you're going to see the back of the card. So kind of look and see how that would look best. I think this configuration will be best. Like that. So I'm just going to do a thin line of glue. Now this is just something I happen to have in my crafting room. I have some of these white Velcro pieces. So I'm going to use that for the closure. If you don't have something like this, I wouldn't worry. It doesn't have to stay closed. I just like the way it looks when it is when it stays closed inside of the card. So I'm just going to put it right there. Push that down. And now it has a Velcro closure. Alright, so I'm going to finish making my card over here. I'm going to write inside of it with a white gel pen since I made it black. But if you're not going to, if you're going to use a black piece of paper and you don't have a gel pen, I would recommend putting a white piece of paper on the inside for your card. So you just fold it in half and then score it down. And then I'm going to put this right on the front, and this is going to be the actual card for the card box. I know it's a crazy amount of work for just a tiny little card, but I love the way these look at the end. It's really special to give these as gifts. I gave one to my grandma and she absolutely loved it. I filled it with photos of me growing up with her, and it was just I gave it to her for Mother's Day, and it was just such a beautiful gift. And I think that this is going to be a nice gift for my husband. So I'm going to find something to put on the front of this card. So I think I'm actually going to put this love sticker on here. I think I like that. Just like that. So that is my card for the card box. That piece is done. And it's like the simplest thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my envelope down to the back. Or on the back, I should say. And then I'm just going to slip my card in there. Alright, so that part's done. And then I am going to glue these down. And I think I'm going to use this black piece in the middle for some nice contrast. Our card is all dressed up and it's ready to decorate however you want. I love this part. This is my favorite part of the process. But I want to show you how now that these are weighed down with the paper, that these open how you want them to. So right now it's just the base card, just how, you know, with just the paper on there. And when you open it up, it flops open. Love it. And then you open it up again and it flops open. So this, I mean, if you wanted to just quickly throw on some photos, you could be done with this. I am going to do a little bit more because that's who I am as a person. So this is the part where I'm going to use my Archer and Olive paper. So I love this dot grid paper. It's 160 GSM. It's great for journaling on. So I'm just going to cut it down to size so that it fits behind this picture and up just a bit. Since all of these are different sizes, you'll have to do whatever works for you. And I'm going to need my corner rounder. And I'm just going to round the corners on this. I'm doing the 1/4 inch side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just glue around the edge of this so that this ends up being a little pocket for this journaling card that I can write a little sentiment about our day. This was on our honeymoon when we went to Dun River Falls in Jamaica, and I'm just gonna have like this cute little tiny card. I can put some stickers on here and I can just write a little bit about our day together. So I'm just gonna glue on around the edge of this, and I'm just doing the outside like an L. I'm just going to put it down right here and burnish it down. And then this will go in there, and that's why I wanted to cut it a little bit taller so that it would stick out at the top and it would be like a tab. So there's that one. And I'm going to do the same thing with all of these, but I'm going to use different colors of the dot grid paper. So I have the black, I have the white, and I have the red. So now that I have my tabs and my little folders done, I'm just going to embellish these just a little bit because I do want to leave space to write, which I'll be doing after. So let's see. Let's do, that says sweetheart. Let's do kisses. And we're going to put that right up here and the top so that you'll be able to kind of see that sticking out at the top of the photo. And then maybe down here I'll do Happy Valentine's Day. And that'll be on the inside, so you won't be able to see that. But then you can see that it says kisses up here. And then on this one, I think I'm just going to do this pink flag. And then I'm going to layer it with a heart. And then that one will fit right in there. And then this one, and actually I think this might look really cute across the top here. Yes, I love that. And then that will just go right in there, ready to be journaled on. So that's the inside of my card. I'll add some flowers here once we get there. But that's the inside, and then I'm gonna just do a little bit of decorating on the outside and add some more photos. Usually for these pieces, I don't put photos on here. I just use a little bit of deco. The reason being is that I think it gets a little bit too heavy when you add a bunch of things. So I'm actually just gonna add some stickers. So let's do this one here. And then on this one, let's do this one. Moments like this fill my heart with joy. And then on this one, I'm gonna do this kind of just like this heart. And I like to make it so that when you're looking at the front of the card, all of the panels, you know, make sense to the front of the card. But if that's, you can do this however you'd like. And then this one, I think I'm going to use this cherish sticker right there in the middle. And then I have some photos over here. I'm probably going to have to cut them down some, but I love these photos. Some of these are from our honeymoon. I have a couple from our wedding. But I wanted to make sure that they would be small enough to where they would fit inside of this box. So I don't know if this one will fit. Oh, I think it will. And then I have this one. So I'm just going to cut these down and put these ones in and then add a little bit of decorations to these. And then we're about done. And I am loving the way this is turning out. So the photos I used for the inside ended up being around 3.5 by 3.5. And I think that they were like the perfect size for this. I do love, this one's a little bit smaller, but that's okay. But this one was 3.5 by 3.5-ish. And then so was this one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and glue all of these down, and then I'm gonna embellish these a bit, and then we're gonna put some flowers here. So this is it. It's all done. I have my to and from tag on here with some baker's twine. It says XOXO on the front with a couple of hearts, and I use this really cute white satin ribbon. So we'll undo the ribbon so we can see everything that's inside. So I did have to use my hot glue gun to add some of these pieces, like this, or not this, but the flowers on the inside. So I have this photo here of my husband and I, and it says, "I love you more than the stars above." This photo says, "Adore," "Smile," and this one says, "I will always." And then when you open this up, it flops down here. I have my flowers here. These I had to use the hot glue gun for. I have that kind of like doily sticker here. And then this is a photo of us, and it says "Sweetheart," where it has this journaling card tucked in, kisses, and happy Valentines. Then this one says True Love, also has the tucked in journaling card. Just has a heart and a flag on there. And then on this side it says moments like this fill my heart with joy. This one doesn't have anything written, it just has that arrow. And then this journaling card comes out and just has this little garland. It says XO, and again for journaling. And then on this side it says a true love story never ends. Back here it says cherish, happy Valentine's Day, I love you most. And then inside of the envelope is the card. It says love and ready to be filled out. So that is all of it. It's all done. I think it looks super cute. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. And if you have any questions at all, please just drop those as well and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. So thank you so much for watching. And as always, you can follow me here on YouTube. If you hit that bell below, you'll get notifications when I come out with new videos. And I am on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.